Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In this video, what we're going to be discussing is, if you haven't heard the news over the past couple weeks and even months, the NFL has had discussions within the NFL Players Association about the artificial turf versus grass discussion, or debate, I might add. Basically, where it's coming from is the players, they want more of just a general turf, regular grass field. The NFL, they're trying to go for more of a cheaper route. They want to go artificial. They want fake grass. The problem with that is there's been research coming up over the past couple years of players getting hurt, especially with ACLs, MCLs, rolled ankles, buckled knees, different things with lower extremity injuries that are happening on these artificial turfs. But when they look at the data of players playing on a regular, normal grass, the players seem like they're a little bit more fine. They still can get injured, but it's at a much lower rate. Here in the past couple of days, the Minnesota Vikings have just announced that they're going to be going forward with a new style of turf that it's still kind of an artificial turf, but they're saying with this turf, they've tested it out and it's more of a lower grade artificial turf than what they've been using in the past, and it's going to prevent the injuries at a much lower rate. So what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to kind of go through, read the article for you guys, and we're going to talk about it and kind of discuss what exactly this artificial turf is, why the players want to get rid of all turf in general, or how the NFL and the NFLPA could possibly come together on an agreement somewhere in the middle in the near future. But without further ado, I'm going to stop rambling. If you're going to enjoy today's video, as always, make sure you're going to drop a like. It's very much appreciated if you do so. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, as you can see, there's this article here. I'm going to put it down in the description. It'll be the first link down there. It'll be like Turf News with the link there if you want to go check it out and read it completely for yourself. But it says here, right here, the Minnesota Sports Facilities Authority, which owns and operates the stadium, approved a $1.3 million bid for the project Thursday. It will replace the slit film turf, which is associated with the highest rate of lower extremity non-contact injuries among the types of artificial turfs used in NFL stadiums, based on the data compiled by the NFL and the NFL Players Association Joint Services Committee. In its place, the MSFA will install a monofilament, I think is how I'm saying it, version called Act Global Extreme Turf DX. It goes on to say the Vikings will also be installing the same surface at their indoor facility or practice facility. According to Steve Poppin, the team's executive vice president and chief business administration officer, the Vikings were heavily involved in selecting the winning bid along with the MSFA and the ASM, the company that manages the stadium. When I saw that, I was like, I don't really know what the hell that is. So I went looking, and if you kind of just copy and paste that into Google search, exactly the name, it'll take you to this website. It's called Act Global. It says here by description, it's a monofilament diamond blades that are thick, stand straight up, and resist breaking, beautiful natural grass appearance. It goes on to say with the player benefits, superior ball roll, stands up straight with bounce back characteristics. They do say it's recommended for soccer and lacrosse. I guess you could say maybe NFL could do it too, because soccer, they're up and down the field. Lacrosse, same thing, up and down the field, sharp cuts, juke movements. The only problem that I have with this, and somebody who understands the turf a lot better than I do, let me know in the comments. The way they're kind of describing it is stand straight up and resist the breaking, and then right here, stands up straight, bounce back characteristics. So is it the grass blades are going to be able to collapse easier? Because when players are cutting, they're saying it's almost like their cleats are getting stuck in the blades, they're getting stuck down in the grass, and it's not allowing their knees to like kind of juke back, cut back, add a nice movement like they would in the grass, where maybe their foot would just slide with the grass. With this, it's almost like their feet are getting stuck down into the grass, and that's causing the lower extremity injuries. Like I said, if I'm not understanding this part, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But it goes on to say that there's actually a couple other teams in the NFL that are still using that slit film of turf during the season. The Indianapolis Colts with Lucas Oil Stadium are using, the Cincinnati Bengals are using it, and of course the Vikings are also the other ones using it. And as you can see right here, it pretty much proof that there are stars getting hurt on this field. Some people are going to try to say in the comments, and other people in other places are going to say, well, if it's just some random guy, who cares? But we are seeing little stars getting hurt. Justin Jefferson, Travis Kelce, George Kittle all complained after playing on the Minnesota Vikings field, saying that they are just like, after the game, their knees and their ankles are just hurting. The Minnesota Vikings came out and said, and I quote, "I think our field has played really well this season, and I don't think any of the injury data would suggest that there is a cluster of injuries on our field compared to others," quote. Williams said, adding that they didn't want to overreact to the NFL and the NFLPA data and possibly, quote, put it in a worse field, quote. Now here's the problem that the NFL is going to run into, and also the NFLPA. In the NFL's boat, they are trying to go for a cheaper route. They're trying to do this artificial turf. They're trying to cut prices down, and I get why they're doing it, because like I said, it's cheaper. It gives the same look of a field. It does look a little bit shinier, glossier, makes it look kind of cooler to the eye of people watching on TV, maybe even in the stadium. But last time I checked, the NFL, their one rule that they keep on saying is they want players to be safe on that field. Player safety, that's like their big thing. The NFLPA and the NFL have come to agreement saying, we want player safety to be at the top of your list. And with that, the NFL players, they are basically saying, just give us a normal field. And one thing that I've noticed that we've seen a lot of other teams doing, I think it's the Raiders, they have the field where they actually have to take the field and they can retract it outside, let it get the sunlight, they can water it, let it get sunlight, and then they can bring it back inside the field at nighttime or whenever the game is. So it still can kind of be an indoor stadium, but it still gets that natural appeal of a regular grass. Yeah, I just looked it up. It's natural Bermuda grass is what they're using. So natural grass, it's just on that platform that they can roll out, get some sunlight, get some rain on it if they need to, water with a hose if they have to, and then they can bring it right back in the field. And it's, from what I've heard, not many people will be getting hurt on that field. But when you look it over at some other fields, like we just mentioned, the Bengals field, the Colts field, the Vikings field, hell, the Rams field. Look at 2 years ago in the Super Bowl, Odell Beckham Jr. He hit that little catch and he tried to jump and get his right foot caught in the field, ACL tear. And it's kind of a shame whenever these owners, they pay so much money into these star players, and then whenever these star players are getting hurt and they're begging the owners, get rid of this fucking field, I keep getting hurt on these kind of fields, the owners just look at them like, well, nah, you'll be good, rehab, get back out there, you'll be good, go win me some games. And if they get hurt again, what are the owners going to do? The same exact bullshit? I feel like at some point the owners need to wake up and they need to look at the players and say, the reason why you're making money as owners is because of your players. The players are the ones that are going out there playing ball, bringing in the fans. The fans don't get attracted to you owners. They get attracted to the players. They want to go see the players. They want to go see the team win football games. And sometimes even if you're not winning, the stars is what brings in the fans. Now, am I going to see a good medium out of this, or like a finish coming in the near future? I don't. I feel like with the way this is going with the Vikings, we'll see kind of how this DX, whatever it's called, extreme turf field goes. If it does well for the Vikings, I think they're going to be, like I said, going to be having it installed by the next season. If it goes well and they have it installed next season and players are playing on it, maybe like the Vikings players, if they're playing on it and there's no injuries happening, other away teams come in, they play on the Vikings field and they're like, man, this is a nice turf, I like this. The NFL might roll into that, and the NFLPA and the NFL can come together and say, yes, that's a good turf, let's roll with it. But if they go forward with this and players keep getting hurt, the NFLPA is going to have a big ass argument to go against the NFL and say, y'all need to stop fucking cutting corners, get rid of this stupid artificial bullshit, and put some real grass out there. We've seen the Raiders do it. You all can too. And I get it for the teams that are trying to do the indoor stadiums like Falcons, Colts, Vikings now. Like all these teams that have indoor stadiums and teams that are trying to move towards an indoor stadium. You can't really do natural grass because you're not getting the sunlight, the rain, etc. But there's got to be some ways you can try to fit it in without sacrificing the health of all your NFL players. But other than that, I'm going to stop rambling. Hopefully you guys did go to enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, as always with all these videos that I do post here, make sure you go and drop a like. It's very much appreciated if you do so. As I said a few times in this video, if I miss a detail or I said something wrong and you want to leave it down in the comment section down below, and kind of basically your opinion on the whole thing, if you think the NFL should be staying with artificial turf, if you think they should be going back to natural grass, if you think they should just kind of find a good medium, this extreme turf, DX, whatever it's called, turf, if you think the Vikings is going to work out for them, leave your complete opinion down in the comment section down below. I'm more than welcome to talk about with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do post here and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so, and do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Dylan Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.